Ooh, look, hidden gems, and 16 of them. Fun games coming right up. I'm B7. I play a lot of games and share hidden gems with you. Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel for the 5th episode of Spotlighting Hidden Gems in Board Games. Today I'll be sharing my thoughts on some board games and card games off the beaten path that I think you might enjoy. I've covered all of these games in more detail over on Board Game Geek. So if you want to dive deeper, be sure to check them out in their corresponding forum pages. If you're on the lookout for some fun, family-oriented games, stick around. I mainly cover these types of games on my channel. So without further ado, let's get started. To kick things off, let's start with Riverwoods. Are you ready to escape the hustle and bustle of city life? Join me as we dive into the serene world of Riverwoods, where adventure awaits. Riverwoods is an exploration and territory building game featuring action points, contracts, hexagon grid, map addition, set collection, and tile placement mechanics. The game is designed by Geoffrey Chia, illustrated by Nani Munda, and is published by Good Spirit Games in 2025. The game accommodates 2 to 4 players, takes around an hour to play, and is recommended for ages 8 and up. In this game, players take on the role of city dogs escaping the big city life for a serene vacation in the peaceful Riverwoods. While in Riverwoods, players meet local critters who can become their friends and companions, guiding the dogs to enjoy the terrain and collect resources as gifts. Players will explore the Riverwoods, befriend companions, and move around the area as part of their adventure. The game typically lasts 5 rounds, where in each turn players spend one of their 3 action discs, each with an action point value of either 1, 2, or 3 on one of the 3 available actions: terrain action, companion action, or movement action. Each player must use their terrain action at least once per round, which is mandatory. After completing an action at the end of their turn, the active player may check for objectives to see if they can fulfill any of the objective cards that are either on the display or one of the terrain objective cards in hand. Players can score points by completing certain terrain objective cards and round objective cards. There are also game end objective cards which players may include in the game. However, they only score at the end. The player with the most points at the end of the game will be the winner. I absolutely love Riverwoods. This title might very well be my top hidden gem game of 2025, and you'll definitely see it in my top 10 for the year. The gameplay is simply delightful and engaging. It's dynamic and tactile, and don't be fooled by the gorgeous artwork. There's a solid game underneath the hood. If you enjoy games like Tikal, Barony, Cascadia, Fjords, and Takinoko, Riverwoods might just resonate with you as well. It feels like a mashup of all of those games, and since I love them, it's no surprise that I adore this new title as well. The gameplay is quite strategic. This medium-light family-oriented game is a lot of fun, playing out fairly quickly in about an hour, and it scales excellently at all player counts. Overall, Riverwoods is simply an outstanding game that I thoroughly enjoyed playing. This title might very well be my top hidden gem game of 2025. And you'll definitely see it in my top 10 for the year. If you're a game publisher, I highly urge you to co-publish and make this game available in your desired language and region, as I find this title to be quite exceptional. Next up, we have Jambo and Shadow Street Merchant. Ready to trade your way to victory? Join me as we dive into the strategies and fun of Jambo and its exciting new edition. Jambo is a light strategy game that features action points, hand management, contracts, race, set collection, and take-that mechanics. The game is designed by Rudiger Dorn and illustrated by Michael Menzel. It was initially published by Cosmos in 2004. That same year, Rio Grande Games released an English edition for Western audiences, so please note that the game is language dependent. In 2024, the Chinese publisher Yaofish Games released their edition titled, which translates to Shadow Street Merchant. This edition is illustrated by Xu Yungxiong, Li Xiona, Yang Jingwen, Guo Ziying, and Chen Ji. As of now, this edition is only available in Chinese. Both games accommodates 2 players only and takes around 45 minutes or less to play. Jambo is recommended for ages 12 and up, while Shadow Street Merchant is recommended for ages 14 and up. Shadow Street Merchant is essentially a re-theme of the original Jambo. In Jambo, players go back to Central Africa before it was colonized. Jambo means hello in Swahili, a friendly way for merchants to greet their customers. As traders, players try to be the first to collect 60 gold by selling things like tea, hides, fruits, salt, silk, and trinkets. The game features cards that show items, helpful people, and animals that add excitement. The game is played in alternating turns, and in each turn, a player can do up to 5 actions. The game end is triggered when any player reaches 60 gold, and the player with the most gold at the end wins. In Shadow Street Merchant, players find themselves in the late Ming Dynasty, where powerful individuals ruled and the court was full of corruption. People wanted fame and riches, leading to a busy marketplace. At night, a secret ghost market comes alive, filled with customers and non-stop trading. You can buy weapons, scholarly playthings, wenwon, salt, iron, antiques, and exotic animals. The players take on the role of an owner of a small shop on the street, where they'll interact with many different people while trying to outsmart their rival. The game end is triggered when any player reaches 60 silver, and the player with the most silver at the end wins. I absolutely love Jambo. It's one of my favorite 2-player only games. The gameplay is dynamic and engaging, with players racing to collect 60 gold to win. While luck plays a role with the draw of the cards, players must constantly adjust and change their strategies throughout the game. You need to adapt to the cards in your hand and make the most of what you have. Sticking to the same strategy won't work here because the luck of the draw keeps things fresh and exciting. This aspect is what I enjoy most about the game. The variety of cards, utility, people, and animal cards adds to the overall excitement and dynamics of Jambo. It's hard to believe that this game hasn't seen a new English edition in over 20 years. Despite its age, Jambo still holds up as an excellent and fun strategic game. With the release of the new Chinese edition from Meowfish Games, Shadow Street Merchant, there is a fantastic opportunity for this game to reach a wider audience. Although it's currently only available in Chinese, I would love to see this edition receive an international release and be co-published, so it can be available in multiple languages and regions. The artwork and components in this new edition are stunning, and it would be amazing to make it accessible for more players to enjoy this awesome 2-player game. Next up, we have Taiwan Night Market. Welcome to the night market like you've never seen before. It's time to open up shop, attract customers, and win big in Taiwan Night Market. Taiwan Night Market is a family board game featuring auction, income, loans, and various other mechanics. The game is designed by Zonger, illustrated by Naomi, and is published by Good Game Studio in 2023. It accommodates 3 to 5 players, takes around an hour to play, and is recommended for ages 10 and up. It's worth noting that Taiwan Board Game Design is also involved in the distribution of the game. In this game, players take on the role of vendors in the night market, trying to amass the most money by attracting customers to their establishments. The game is played over 5 or 6 rounds, depending on the number of players. Each round consists of revealing new location cards that represent the locations where players can build their shops. Players will bid and participate in an auction to acquire these locations. Customers will populate the board at one of the 3 entry points of the night market. Players can also add some face-down customers or friends from their hand to the night market, which will be revealed after the auction and after players finish building their stalls. Customers will move around the board in a specific manner, stopping at shops that match their criteria and cravings. Each time a customer stops at one of your shops, you gain money. If your establishment consists of multiple adjacent shops of the same type, you earn extra money from each customer. The game ends after the last round, and the player with the most money wins. Taiwan Night Market is a super fun auction game. It reminds me of Stefan Dorr's Marrakesh, a game that I absolutely love. It also brings to mind Vital Lacerda and Julian Pombo's Mercado de Lisboa, another game that I enjoy. The gameplay is fantastic. It is very engaging and dynamic. Players bid on different locations to secure spots on the board to open their shops. Connecting multiple similar adjacent shops can really earn you some extra cash that you'll definitely need for future rounds. There's a lot of strategy involved in where to set up shop and what kind of shop to open. You definitely want to attract the most customers to earn more money, and location is key. The game involves a lot of mind games, especially during the bidding phase. I particularly enjoy playing the game with 5 players, which makes it very competitive and tight. It is fast-paced, easy to learn and teach, and typically takes around an hour to play. The game includes some extra modules, but I found most of them quite unnecessary. I've really enjoyed the theme, the artwork, and the components as well. Overall, Taiwan Night Market is a super fun family game. I would honestly love to see this title get co-published and receive an international release, so more players get to experience this wonderful and awesome auction game. Next up, we have Gloria Picktoria. Have you ever wanted to collect fabulous goods while outsmarting your friends? Welcome to Gloria Picktoria, where every move counts. Gloria Picktoria is a family card game featuring open drafting and set collection mechanics, designed by Mick Addo and Alan R. Moon. The game has undergone multiple editions and has been released by various publishers. Originally titled Raybach & Co., it was first published by FX Schmidt in 1996. The following year, in 1997, US Game System released it as Get the Goods. In 2007, Zoc Verlag introduced their edition, titled Gloria Picktoria, as part of the Chicken family of Zoc series. Today I'll be discussing the English edition, curated by Rio Grande Games in 2007, which is based on the Zoc Verlag edition. This edition features illustrations by the talented Doris Matias. The game accommodates 2 to 5 players, takes around 45 minutes to play, and is recommended for ages 10 and up. In Gloria Picktoria, players take on the roles of hens trying to assemble a fancy private collection of goods to impress the glamorous overseas celebrity, Rooster Booster. The objective is to collect sets of identical goods, scoring points for having the most of each set at specified times. If a player is the only one with a particular good in their collection, they earn even more points. There are 10 different types of goods to collect. The game is played in turns, proceeding in clockwise order. During each turn, a player executes 3 actions, which can include constructing a treasure chest, creating a collection, acquiring collection items, or moving the fox. Scoring occurs after the 4th, 7th, and 10th Rooster Booster cards have been drawn, with the game concluding after the 3rd scoring round, followed by endgame scoring. The player with the most collection points at the end of the game is declared the winner. I really enjoy playing Gloria Picktoria. The gameplay is fun and engaging. Players race to collect unique sets of goods for their private collections, while also competing to have the most in each set to score points after each scoring. The game starts out slowly, but once 3 Rooster Booster cards have been drawn, the intensity ramps up as players strive to curate the best collections to maximize their points. The inclusion of the fox is a nice touch, as it can disrupt one player's sets, effectively nullifying that particular set during scoring. Being strategic about moving the fox, especially right before scoring, adds an exciting layer to the game. Players need to be mindful of how many Rooster Booster cards have been drawn, allowing them to protect their collections and avoid the fox impact. The game is dynamic and fast-paced, and it shines with 4 to 5 players. The artwork in this edition is gorgeous, illustrated by the talented Doris Matias, which adds to the overall appeal of the game. The components are standard, but I particularly enjoyed the fox and a meeple. Overall, Gloria Picktoria is a fun title, and I would love to see it return, so more players can experience this delightful family card game. Before we move on to the next game, if you've been enjoying these game selections so far, feel free to like and subscribe for more board and card games just like these. Next up, we have Conic. Are you prepared for a game filled with intense mind games? Join me as we explore Conic, where dominating the board is the ultimate goal. Conic is an abstract strategy game that combines area majority, sealed bid auction, and hand management mechanics. Designed by the renowned game designer Rainer Knizia and illustrated by Satoshi Takahata, it is published by the Japanese publisher Kuroshio in 2024. This game accommodates 2 to 4 players, takes around 20 minutes to play, and is recommended for ages 10 and up. Notably, Conic is a remake of the earlier game, Katana, also by Kinetsia. In Conic, players aim to dominate the board by strategically placing their chips to score the most points. Gameplay consists of auction rounds, where players secretly choose and reveal chips from their stands. The player with the highest chip value wins the round and places their chip on the board, based on the gold cone's position. The game concludes after the 16th chip is placed on the board. Scoring is based on chip adjacency and column majorities, with players earning points for connected chips in their largest group and for having the most chips in each column. Ultimately, the player with the highest total score at the end of the game is declared the winner. I was genuinely surprised by how much I enjoyed Conic. The gameplay in this filler game is intense from start to finish. It can be brutal and punishing for players who consistently mess up during bids, leading them to lose chips round after round. Tying during an auction can seriously derail your game, as you'll have to forfeit all the chips you've previously bid, putting you at a significant disadvantage. The decisions become increasingly critical, with plenty of mind games at play. Players need to be cautious with their bids while keeping an eye on their opponent. Each bid feels significant and the board fills up quickly with players' chips. Dominating the board is crucial, but players must carefully decide when to spend their higher value chips and how to utilize the zero value chip to minimize losses, especially early in the game. Some may find themselves scoring very little if the bids don't go their way, which adds to the strategic depth and engagement of the game. As I mentioned, Conic is all about the mind games, and I really appreciate the various mechanics at work. Playing with a full house makes it even more cutthroat and thrilling. The artwork is quite elegant, though I wish it were colorblind friendly. Adding distinct iconography to the chips would also help make them more distinguishable. The components are wonderful and elegant, enhancing the overall enjoyment. Overall, Conic is one of 2024's finest games. It's an amazing filler game worth exploring, and truly delivers an intense challenge from start to finish. I would love to see this game receive an international release, as I find it to be extremely amusing. Next up, we have Crazy Corgi. Ever wanted to gather a pack of corgis while taking risks? Crazy Corgi has you covered. Let's see how far you can push your luck. Crazy Corgi is a card game with push your luck mechanics. The game is designed by Noah Vasali, illustrated by Wanjin Gil, and is published by Sinka Games in 2024. The game accommodates 2 to 4 players, takes around 15 minutes to play, and is recommended for ages 8 and up. In this game, players aim to gather corgis in one of their 3 kennels to form sets of 5 cards and score points. Each turn, players draw between 2 to 4 cards. The cards include corgi cards from 5 suits, with values ranging from 1 to 5, as well as wild cards and event cards. If a player draws 2 cards of the same value, they bust, and must hand all drawn cards to another player of their choice. If they don't bust, they can add the cards to their kennels. However, if a player cannot legally place any of the corgi cards they just received, they must discard one of their kennels to start a new one. Players can form 3 different combinations of sets. 1. All cards of different values, which is worth 1 point. 2. All cards of the same color, which is worth 2 points. Or 3. All cards of the same value, which is worth 2 points. Additionally, players earn a bonus point for completing a set in the same corgi fur color. The game ends when any player scores 5 or more points, thereby winning the game. Just like the title suggests, this game is crazy. Crazy Corgi is wild, chaotic, and a lot of fun. It feels like a delightful mashup of Circus Flocati and Exploding Kittens, all wrapped in the super adorable corgi artwork of Wanjin Gil. In this game, players race to complete sets of 5 cards in their 3 kennels, but this is much easier said than done. Players often bust or draw cards that can't be legally placed, forcing them to start a new kennel. The gameplay is dynamic, engaging, and fast-paced. With card draws, the element of luck is ever present, but this really enhances the main push your luck mechanic. Will players take the risk of drawing more cards, or will they play it safe? There's a good amount of depth in deciding where to place your cards and when to stop drawing. You have to be careful. You don't want to restart a kennel and lose all your befriended corgis. They're just so adorable, aren't they? This is a very casual and silly game, so don't expect deep strategic plays. Overall, Crazy Corgi is a super fun game and I highly recommend it. If you're a fan of push your luck games and adorable doggos, this game might resonate with you as well. Next up, we have Big Shot. Are you ready to test your strategy and bidding skills in an exciting auction game? Today we're diving into Big Shot, a thrilling blend of area control and competitive bidding that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Big Shot is an auction game with area control, designed by Alex Randolph, illustrated by Won Jin-gil, and published by Plate in 2025. The game accommodates 2 to 4 players, takes around 45 minutes to play, and is recommended for ages 14 and over. The game was initially published by Ravensburger in 2001, with artwork by Klaus Wolinski and Atelier Wolinski. Later on, Plate released multiple editions of the game. In this game, players bid on sets of colored cubes each round, determined by where the real estate broker piece lands after a roll and move action from a die roll. The objective is to strategically place the acquired cubes on the game board's designated areas, plots of land with buildings. The player with the most points at the end of the game is declared the winner. I absolutely love Big Shot. It's one of my all-time favorite games, and Alex Randolph is one of my all-time favorite game designers. Big Shot really gives you the feeling of being a big shot in the real estate market. It was incorporated very well within the game and the gameplay, especially with the auction and the area control mechanics. The gameplay is simply amazing. It's all about the mind games in this one. Everybody will be racing to place their 4th cube onto a plot of land before everyone else does. But that doesn't happen every time, and it's amazing to get the land with only a single cube. Overall, Big Shot is an amazing game that still holds up today. It is absolutely an essential game in any game collection. This game inspired many other games that came out much later. Highly recommended to players who enjoy auction and area control games. Next up, we have Gold Rush. Yeehaw! Howdy partner, and welcome to the Wild West, where fortunes are made and lost. Let's see if you can stake your claim in Gold Rush. Gold Rush is the new edition of Reiner Knizia's previous titles. One of the earlier titles, Gold Digger, was published by Out of the Box Publishing and had 2 editions. The first edition was published in 2002, and the later edition was published in 2006. The original edition of the game, titled Gold Rush, had only 1 printing and was published by Hansen Gluck in 1990. In 2024, a Japanese edition was released by Sunnybird, titled Gold Rush, featuring refreshed illustrations by Sai Beppu. In 2025, multiple Chinese publishers co-published the Japanese edition. In this content, I'll be covering the version published by the Taiwanese publisher, JJ Board Game. Gold Rush accommodates 2 to 5 players, takes around 15 minutes to play, and is recommended for ages 8 and up. Set during the Gold Rush, players try to gain the most gold coins in order to win. I'm genuinely surprised by how much I enjoyed Gold Rush. Having never played the original title or its previous releases, I must say that I thoroughly enjoyed all of my playthroughs of this wonderful game. The gameplay is delightful and engaging, and I've tried out rules from all previous editions, ultimately falling in love with the original game rules. In Gold Rush, players must be very careful about where they place their cards and in which mines they stake their claim tokens. This creates a tactile feel to the game that I have really appreciated. While it might seem tempting to join a claim for a mine with many players, especially when it has a lot of money, this strategy may not always be as rewarding as holding a claim on a mine of your own with less payout. There is also significant potential for sabotage throughout the game, particularly with where players place scrap metal cards. This introduces an interesting dynamic, as some mines may not be as rewarding, and players must be cautious about placing their claim tokens too early. If you wait too long, you risk missing out on placing a claim, especially if you don't draw a prospector card, or the specific prospector you need. While luck is a factor, it enhances the game's theme of the Gold Rush. After all, you never know if you'll strike gold. The excitement of landing a claim on a highly rewarding mine is palpable, especially if you're the only player with stakes there. I also appreciated the inclusion of various denominations of gold cards, which keeps all players anxiously awaiting the value 6 and 10 cards. These are game changers, particularly if drawn toward the end. As mines fill up with payout cards, and remember, each mine can only hold 6, players may find themselves filling mines with both desirable and undesirable cards, creating fun moments as the game progresses. I recommend multiple playthroughs to experience the full game, following the 4 rounds of the original. One round simply isn't enough. The game is fast-paced, easy to learn and teach, and each playthrough takes around 15 minutes. Overall, Gold Rush is a delightful and wonderful game. I can't recommend it enough. If you are a game publisher, I highly urge you to co-publish and make this game available in your language and region. With the rise in popularity of reprints of Reiner Knizia's titles, this game stands out as exceptional, simple yet elegant, tons of fun, and an overall delightful game. Next up, we have Kuroshio. You might think small games can't pack a punch, but Kuroshio will prove you wrong. Here's why this game blew my mind. Kuroshio is an abstract strategy and transportation game featuring connections and tile placement mechanics. The game is designed by Ice Rain Lin, illustrated by Ice Rain Lin and Mr. Berryhead. The game is published by Ice Rain Games in 2025. The game accommodates 1 to 4 players, is advertised as a 20 to 30 minute game, and is recommended for ages 12 and up. In this game, players dive into the Kuroshio Current, a warm ocean stream in the western North Pacific. This current attracts many migrating fish and big predators, making it an important fishing spot in East Asia. Players take on the role of fishing boats looking for schools of fish in the Kuroshio. Each round, they play cards to find out where the fish are, then move their boats to catch them. They can sell their catch or buy sardines at the market when the time is right. Players who catch the most of one type of fish earn extra rewards at the end of the game, but they must be cautious. Overfishing can lead to a collapse of fish resources. Ultimately, the player with the most points from sold fish and collected sets of different fish wins the game. Oh boy, what have I stumbled upon? I might have just discovered one of my favorite light strategy games of the year. Kuroshio has exceptionally exceeded my expectations. For such a small game box that fits perfectly in the palm of my hand, it packs a big punch. The game is strategic and thinky, requiring players to analyze the sea and find the best routes to win. With so many choices, whether to go for more fish, collect sets, or visit the market to sell caught fish for points, every decision feels intense. The gameplay is tight, and you often find yourself navigating a complex sea filled with opportunities and challenges. Special locations add a fun twist. The discard icon keeps the sea manageable, while the whale icon provides a boost when you need it most. However, players should be mindful of the limited market spaces. As the game progresses, the sea can become challenging to navigate, especially towards the end, when everyone is eager to cash in their catches. While the game is dynamic and engaging, players who tend to overanalyze may experience some downtime. The game truly shines when played at a full house. I found most of my games taking around 45 minutes, and that's when the excitement really builds. Overall, Kuroshio is a fantastic game that I thoroughly enjoyed playing. It's one of my top light strategy games of 2025, and will definitely be in my top 20 for this year. Next up, we have Yucata. Get ready to race through the ancient world of the Mayans in Yucata, where strategy, fun, and a bit of luck will lead you to victory. Can you outsmart your friends and collect the most light stones? Let's find out! Yucata is a fun strategy game where players manage their cards, race against each other, and collect stones. It was designed by Stefan Dora and illustrated by Franz Vohwinkel, and it's published by Hans im Glück in 1996. You can play with 2 to 4 players, and the game takes about 30 minutes. In Yucata, you play as priests in ancient Mayan culture. Your goal is to move your amulet along a path to gather blessings, light stones, while avoiding curses, blue stones. You use cards to decide how far to move your amulet, and the player with the most light stones at the end wins. Yucata is a great game that mixes strategy and fun. Every move counts and you have to think carefully about what to do next. You need to avoid blue stones because they can make you lose light stones at the end. But if you wait too long, you might miss out on collecting stones. The game is exciting because you have to keep an eye on what other players are doing. You need to decide if you want to move ahead quickly or play it safe. This makes it a lot of fun and keeps everyone on their toes. Yucata is easy to learn, so even new players can jump right in. The rule that you can't play the same card as the last player makes it even more interesting. You have to think of new ways to move your amulet. Even though Yucata is really fun, it doesn't always get the attention it deserves. The beautiful artwork by Franz Wollwinkel makes the game even more enjoyable, bringing the Mayan theme to life. For anyone who loves strategy games, Yucata is a hidden treasure. It's a game that friends and family can enjoy together, and you'll always want to play again. Next up, we have Manitu. Get ready for the buffalo hunt. It's time to sharpen your skills and outwit your opponents in Manitu. Manitu is a family card game featuring area majority, hand management, open drafting, and rock, paper, scissors mechanics. The game is designed by Gunther Burkhardt, illustrated by Franz Wollwinkel, and is published by Goldschieber Spiele in 1997. The game accommodates 2 to 4 players, takes around 30 to 45 minutes to play, and is recommended for ages 12 and up. Manitu received several awards and honors in the year of its release, including a recommendation for the prestigious Spiel des Jahres, solidifying its status in the world of board games. In this game, players embody Native American tribes, embarking on a series of buffalo hunts. The objective is to capture buffalo for points, along with the potential to capture other players' tribe members, such as hunters and great warriors, for additional points. Manitu is a really fun family card game that I genuinely enjoy playing. It's very strategic and thinky, which keeps me engaged. Players start by choosing their cards at the beginning of each hunt. Then they draw from their small deck filled with hunters and great warriors. As the hunting grounds fill up with cards, the intensity ramps up, especially towards the end of the hunt. There is a lot of action across the 3 different hunting grounds, which leaves plenty of room for mind games and timing your plays just right. The hunting grounds with the higher valued buffalo see the most action, and will definitely be hotly contested. The rock, paper, scissors mechanic with the great warrior cards adds another layer of excitement. It's always great to be the player with their great warrior card face up, allowing you to capture cards from that hunting ground. This not only leaves your opponents with fewer options in future hunts, but also scores you points for each prisoner card you have at the end. Targeting those high-stakes hunting grounds can be a game changer. The game is dynamic, engaging, and fast-paced. There might be a little downtime as players decide which cards to choose before each hunt starts, but overall, the gameplay flows well. It plays best with a full group and typically takes around 30 to 45 minutes to complete. Overall, Manitu is a fantastic family card game that I always have a blast playing. It's thinky, tactile, and strategic, making it a great addition to any game night. Next up, we have Rocky Road a la mode. Get ready to dive into the sweet life of a treat trucker. Fill up your truck, attract customers, and serve generous scoops of frozen delights. Let's explore the delicious world of Rocky Road a la mode. Rocky Road a la mode is a light strategy game featuring open drafting, set collection, and turn order time track mechanics. The game is designed by Joshua J. Mills, illustrated by Adam P. McLever, and was published by Green Couch Games in 2017. The game accommodates 2 to 4 players, takes around 30 minutes to play, and is recommended for ages 13 and up. This edition I'm covering today is the multilingual edition, catered by Conga Games. In Rocky Road a la mode, players step into the shoes of treat truckers, vying to become the top trucker in town. The game end is triggered when a player reaches 9 or more loyalty points. Your goal is to earn the most loyalty points by the end of the game to emerge victorious. Rocky Road a la mode is a delightful and charming game that truly packs a punch in such a small box. The gameplay is engaging and loads of fun, sending you around procurement with a touch of push your luck as you draw cards from the deck in search of specific ice cream types. This game feels like a wonderful blend of Tokaido and Splendor, two favorites of mine, so it's no surprise that I love this game as well. Plus, the delicious theme adds a unique flavor to the game. The artwork is vibrant and colorful with illustrations that really stand out. I've enjoyed the various illustrations across all the components, including the game box. Overall, Rocky Road a la Mode is a delightful game that I highly recommend. It's a fantastic light strategy game. While the game is advertised for ages 13 and up, I think it's suitable for ages 8 and up, so it's a great option for families as well. Next up, we have On Stage. On Stage is a trick-taking card game that's designed by Michael Orion and illustrated by Toon Nguyen. The game is published by Rolling Wizard Studio and Nuguhan Games in 2024. The game accommodates 3 to 5 players, takes around 15 to 30 minutes to play, and is recommended for ages 8 and up. In this game, the players join a theater company, where they'll compete to recruit the best performers. Win tricks to claim performers on stage, with the trump suit changing based on the most valuable performers in play. The deck has 36 cards numbered 1 to 9 across 4 suits, and only the value cards 1, 4, and 7 have unique effects to manipulate the game. Keep 1 card between rounds and aim for the highest score by the end. On Stage was the hottest game in the Taiwan Original Board Game Expo last year in 2024. I really enjoy playing this game. It is very engaging, dynamic, and is a lot of fun. The artwork in this game is simply incredible and mesmerizing. The game is beautiful and I love the overall aesthetic of the game, and I have really appreciated the game box that turns into the stand and stage for the meeples. Overall, On Stage was one of my favorite and top games from 2024, and I highly recommend it. Next up, we have Sneaky Supper. Get ready to go into stealth mode and prepare for a delightful midnight snack heist. Let's dive into Sneaky Supper. Sneaky Supper is a push your luck party card game featuring endgame bonus mechanics. Designed by Steve Ng Wenji and illustrated by Kurian Yue. It's published by Capital Gain Studio in 2025. The game accommodates 2 to 5 players, lasts about 15 to 30 minutes, and is recommended for ages 8 and up. It's just past midnight and you're hungry. In this game, players take on the role of midnight snackers trying to satisfy their hunger by sneaking delicious grub. But beware, if you make too much noise, you'll wake up everyone at home and lose your gathered ingredients. The game end is triggered when any player reaches 20 or more points, followed by one final turn for all other players. The player with the most points at the end wins. I have thoroughly enjoyed my playthroughs of Sneaky Supper. The gameplay is delightful and fun, reminiscent of Reiner Knizia's Circus Flocati, a game that I absolutely love and adore. It's no surprise that I've enjoyed Sneaky Supper just as much. The game is engaging, dynamic, and fast-paced, as players push their luck by flipping search cards over and over again. However, you must be careful not to get busted, especially if you don't have any careful tokens at your disposal. This game plays wonderfully at all player counts and typically lasts around 7 minutes per player, just as advertised. It's incredibly easy to learn and teach, making it enjoyable for both casual gamers and hobbyists alike. Overall, Sneaky Supper is a delightful and fun push-your-luck party game that I have thoroughly enjoyed. So get ready to go into stealth mode and prepare for a delightful midnight snack heist. Next up, we have Tend to Leave. Ever wanted to be the ultimate pesky mosquito? Let's dive into the hilariously chaotic world of Tend to Leave. Can you outsmart your friends and avoid getting swatted? Tend to Leave is a card game featuring hand management, memory, and take-that mechanics. The game is designed by Kula, illustrated by Kula and Ping Singh. The game is published by JJ Board Game and Compound Eye Fox Studio in 2025. The game accommodates 2 to 5 players, takes around 20 minutes to play, and is suitable for ages 8 and up. In this game, players take on the role of pesky mosquitoes, aiming to chow down on some delicious vitamin B blood. Each player will have a set of 10 cards in one color, and the goal is to successfully bite the sleeping human. But watch out! The human will eventually wake up and might swat your mosquitoes. Nuh-uh, you definitely don't want that. By strategically playing cards and pulling off some sweet additional actions, you can guide your mosquitoes to safety. For sure, for sure. However, if your mosquitoes do get swatted, you'll lose points equal to the value of the mosquito card itself. The game ends once all players have played their entire hand of cards, and the player with the least amount of negative points will be declared the winner and the ultimate peskiest mosquito. Woohoo! And just like that, I've added the game to my top 30 games of 2025. 10 to Leave is a super fun and mega silly card game that is an absolute blast. The gameplay is engaging and will have players second guessing where to place their mosquito cards. There are plenty of sneaky plays, especially with the additional move a card action. This introduces a lot of mind games. You can be clever and manipulate your opponent's card, or even move your own card from the front of the line to the back at just the right moment, leading to some delightful sabotage. This Take That aspect is something that I've really enjoyed. The game shines at 5 players, creating a chaotic and wild atmosphere. It becomes increasingly difficult to remember all the cards played, resulting in hilarious and unpredictable scenarios. I love how the gameplay encourages, albeit informally, the formation of alliances between players. While nothing is binding, it adds to the fun when you collaborate or betray each other. Revealing the mosquito cards and starting the swatting phase is always a highlight. It's hilarious to see how the results unfold, revealing who sabotaged you and who stuck to their word. The gameplay is incredibly dynamic, and I genuinely enjoy playing this game, especially at a full house. It's simply awesome and so much fun. The game is fast-paced, easy to learn and teach, and typically takes around 20 minutes or less to play. Overall, 10 to Leave is an incredibly fun filler game that has easily earned a spot in my top 30 for this year. The gameplay is delightful, and it's one of those games you'll want to play over and over again. With its short duration and small form factor, this game packs a lot of punch and is a ton of fun. And if you're a game publisher, I highly urge you to co-publish and make this game available in your desired language and region. With the rise in popularity of card games, this game is exceptional, simple yet elegant, tons of fun, and an overall delightful game. Well, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you've played any of these games, let me know in the comments which ones you enjoyed or which game you're planning to try next. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content, and see you next time.